there, studio owner. You've put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating a brick and mortar business that serves your clients and impacts the community you love. You are my hero. And I'm pretty sure we could sit down and talk like besties do, because I get it. I've had my studio business for over 12 years, a handful of kids, and a few passion projects that I love. Like this one. Hey there, I'm Melissa Rose, your visibility coach for the studio owner who wants more stellar clients coming through their doors, more bank in their bank account, and more time to hang out and be completely present with those they love most. In this podcast, we're going to share the nitty-gritty of running a successful studio business, sharing stories, talking strategy, and learning practical tips that leave you inspired, empowered, and equipped to create your epic life every single day. So, if you're a dance studio, yoga studio, Pilates studio, or a fitness boutique studio, you are in the right place. Add some kiddos into the mix and maybe a life partner, and I call you a rebel woman. Ready to dive in? Let's get real. Hey there, rebel women. Welcome back to another episode of Brick and Mortar Visibility. Today we are diving into step 7 inside the Google Business Profile dashboard. I have all the shows linked up in the show notes if you want to go back and listen from the beginning, or better yet, just go grab the Google workshop I have on my website, msmelissarose.com/deals. That has everything that that I will refer to today. I might have some other things that I have to say, and by going to that landing page, you'll get all the information. So the Google workshop, it's about 35 minutes long. You can speed me up if you wish, but there is a ton of information there. However, you guys on the podcast have gotten a little bit more, because last week I shared about photos, and what I shared on the podcast is not in the Google workshop. So take it for what it's worth. Listen to both. Before we dive into today's content, I do want to give a listener shout out. These are huge and they mean so much to me. So if you've been listening for a while and have not left an Apple review, okay, so on your iTunes app, go to your podcast and click my show, Brick and Mortar Visibility, and then click reviews. They mean the world, and I know it's a bunch of click-throughs, and I know I talked last week about how click-throughs are a big deal. Like, the more clicks, the harder, right? So that's why podcast reviews are so huge, because there's a bunch of clicking that's involved. But I will shout you out. For example, I have the hug box today that I am highlighting. She said, "So happy to discover you. I have been looking for a podcast that focuses on small town brick and mortar, so I can't wait to listen to the rest of your podcast. This interview was my first listen, and I just picked up a random podcast, and I so resonated with it. Thank you for thinking of the small businesses that are still somewhat new and wanting to grow, but having a hard time finding that specific information and what to do." Oh, so good. Thank you so much. That is from the hug box. Thanks for listening, and thanks for sharing your comments. They mean the world to me. And as a studio owner, brick and mortar business owner for 14 years, you guys, there's that time when you're like, okay, I think I got the hang of it. And then you need to add team members, and then you're managing a team, and then you have more expenses because now you outgrew your spot. Now you need to get a bigger spot. And now you're like feeling like you're back 10 spaces because you're like, really? I'm bigger. I'm making more money than I'm ever, but my expenses now are higher. Or then you have a new wing to your services. You add a whole new program or whatever. It's always growing and evolving, and there's always something. So visibility, marketing, getting more people in the doors is what I'm passionate about, and I'm super passionate, y'all, about our brick and mortars, our local brick and mortar business owners. As one myself, we have been through the gamut. Running a business is no small feat. We all know this, but then you add in the past few years of what we have gone through, and if you are still standing, my arms are reaching out to give you a huge hug. And if you decided to fold your doors, you're not listening to this. So but for those of us that are still standing, we see each other. We literally look at each other in the eyes. We don't even need to say words. When you find out, and this is so true for me, like if I'm talking and meeting up with business owners and I find out that they have a physical location, I give them a high five, go you. When I find out that they've opened their doors prior to 2020 and they're still in business, I just look at them and they know. We know. Okay. And there is just so much respect and admiration and like just seeing each other, right? So for those of you that have been around before 2020, I see you. I feel what you're going through. And now going in through like crazy inflation. And I am feeling it with my business. I am not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat. Our numbers are not where I would like them. And I know it's because everything and everywhere is raising their prices. I took a business friend out for lunch 2 weeks ago. Okay. This was a business person that I totally respect in our community. And I remember when she hung her storefront over 20 years ago. Okay. And I just assumed it was a man. And then I learned that, oh no, it was a woman in town, and she's a badass and she's a great businesswoman. And I knew that the only way I could get her to talk to little old me was if I bought her lunch. And I shouldn't say that. She probably may have anyway, but I bought her lunch. You guys, I could not. I went to my favorite place, okay? And I could not believe our bill. I was like, this is lunch. And it was well over $50. And I was just floored at just the cost of things. And I know this. I mean, we have $5 eggs right now because of something with the chickens. Okay, so things are crazy. And as a business owner, we still have the overhead and we want to grow and we have our goals. I mean, we're not even into March, right? And we have our year goals that we're thinking about and looking at. But then we have to be real about what's happening in our life and our world and our surroundings and our community. And what are people going to cut back on or, say, not this time. Okay. So we have to be super strategic in our marketing dollars. We have to be smart with that. And we have to do everything we can. So that is why I'm super passionate about my local brick and mortar businesses. So if you are listening, I am on my soapbox. I acknowledge that. And if you have listened for a few episodes or know me as a podcaster and get any value out of this, please share it with another brick and mortar business owner, okay? Because we need to help each other. We need to help each other. When your neighbor is thriving and you are thriving, it helps your community. You know this, okay? And if you follow me, you know I am a hands-out girl, meaning I will give and support and help any way I can because I know it will come back to me. And if you're listening, that is who you are. So please do thank your future self by giving this to somebody else who might need it as well, so that we can help each other and help our communities and help our communities thrive. Okay? All right. So your Google business profile is such a foundational thing in marketing. So many people claim let's back up. So many of you claim it, but then don't do anything with it. And I say that with because only 44% of business owners claim their Google business profile. But chances are you probably have. I've been speaking to groups and many people claim their Google business profile that are like in the groups that I'm speaking to. Okay. So awesome. But how many of you are active on it consistently and the hands who drop? Okay. So all the steps prior to today are basically one and dones. Okay, so taking the 90 minutes to 3 hours to just block that out and get it done, and don't worry about it. Good go. That is your B+ work. All right, and that's good. That's fine. B+ is still good. Okay, I know you got a lot of other things going on. I know there, as a business owner, there's team, there's all the other things, there's systems, there's automations, there's like actual doing the job. Okay, so I get it. However, if you want to improve your SEO and if you want to get more people in your doors consistently and get the right people in your doors, you need to do this work. All right. So here we dive into step 7, and that is adding an update on your Google business profile. Do you know that your Google business profile is very much like a social media platform? A lot of people didn't know that. All right. So just like Facebook, Instagram, anything else, you can post to your Google business profile. And this is where duplication, my favorite word, comes into play. Because many of you, I dare say all of you, are posting in some way, shape, or form. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever your thing is, you're doing it. So let's just duplicate what we're already doing. And here's the beautiful thing, y'all. There's no freaking stories on Google Business Profile. You don't have to keep it live for 24 hours and then it disappears. Once it's there, it's there. Okay? And that's what I like about it. Okay? So what I do is I take what we are doing on Facebook for my brick and mortar, and we simply duplicate it, cut, copy, paste, y'all, and bring it over to your Google Business Profile. All right? What this does for your future client is when they Google you, when they look for your products or services, they are seeing your Google Business Profile. And guess what? Those posts show up. And guess what? The date shows up. And what's so awesome about that is that, oh, they just posted yesterday. Huh. They're active. They're showing up. If I go to your business profile and you didn't post for 2 years, I don't know if you're open. Okay? So it just creates that trust and that like that factor. Okay, they're open. Yes, I want to look more. I want to look deeper. I want to see what products and services they offer. I want to see how much their fees are, or whatever. Okay, so it's just such a simple way to add that trust factor and like factor faster. Okay, and that's my goal for you, is that people like you, find you, and trust you faster. And your Google Business Profile is the way to do that. Okay, so I know that is that one extra step every week. Now, do you need to post every day? No, once a week. Once a week is great. Okay, people aren't going to your Google Business Profile like they are a social media platform like Instagram or anything. However, it does show that you're active. And this is where people go, oh gosh, now this, I have to add this, and they're overwhelmed. Please don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. I'm here to help. All right. So if you are a business owner that's like, yes, I know I need to work on this. This is something that I should put some energy behind, but I seriously don't even have a half hour extra a day. How am I going to get 90 minutes to 3 hours to like properly upgrade my Google Business Profile? Oh, and then be consistent with it. Just go to msmelisrose.com/deals and click the Hire Me tab. And in there, I just lay out what you get, what you can get if you choose to work with me. And the cool thing about that is you're not committed for a 6, 12, or 2-year contract. It is month to month. We work together. We work together and get this up and running. I do the grunt work, y'all. Okay, we have a preliminary call where we answer questions. I get to know you. I get to know your business, and then I get to work for you. And it's month to month. So go check it out, msmelisrose.com/deals. And you can also just click a 20-minute call there too. If you want to just talk on the phone and see concerns or ask questions, please do that. I would love to get to know you. All right. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please share it out to other business owners. And if you haven't already, please leave a rating and review via Apple iTunes. I would so appreciate it. And I would love to shout you out. Okay, everybody? All right, that wraps up this episode. Join us next week for Step 8. Peace. Take care.